What's up everybody, it's Prashant here. Welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different and I'm calling this Not a Millionaire Reacts, where I'm going to be reacting to these YouTube videos where people talk about how they spend their money. My thought with this video is that I wanted to give you my perspective as a person who has a regular daytime job, and I wanted to show you what I think of these people's spending habits. So what I did was that I searched for Millennial Money CNBC because I know they upload these videos very regularly, and the first one that I see here that I'm interested in, and I've never watched this before, is living on $157,000 a year in San Diego, Millennial Money. Let's check it out.
Dentist, I typically do an array of different procedures.
Okay, so she's a dentist,
it
I
can
think.
include anything from
An
crowns,
orthodontist?
root canals, oral surgery, basic fillings. Every day looks a little bit different.
So right away, you know, she's a dentist, she should be making good money. She's a DDS, so I think that's like the bachelor's degree in dental school. By the way, becoming a doctor in America is just so hard. You have to go to like regular school, college for like 4 years before you go to medical or dental school. It's crazy. Back in India, it's just you just go to dental school. You come out of school and then you go right to dental school or to medical school. So you don't have to do the first 4 years and then you just do like a 5-year medical school or something plus some residency or whatever. But it's so much harder here. So already, because she went to dental school, I expect that she'll have student loans. But at the same time, she should be making a high income based on her profession. So let's see what happens. So just first off, like she's 31 years old, she's making $157,000 as a dentist. Seems a little low to me, to be honest. But then again, you know, you have to go to school for a long time. So she might be like right at the start of her career. So let's see.
My name is Lou Wong. I'm 31 years old. I make $157,000 a year and I live in San Diego, California.
San Diego is so beautiful. It's one of my favorite cities to visit. I don't think I could ever live in California because I'd really dislike the high taxes there. But San Diego is just beautiful. I actually proposed to my wife in San Diego. It's just gorgeous out there.
I was born in China. My parents both immigrated when I was a baby. And
man, I love immigrant stories.
My grandparents.
Oh wow! Did her parents move before and then she had to join them later? That's so tough, man. I cannot imagine living without my daughter. It's unbelievable. Parents got dad's got a PhD. Mom worked a minimum wage job. So many immigrant stories are like that.
When my parents first moved out of student housing into a rented home, our landlord at the time, he was a dentist. He's also a first-generation immigrant from China. And
nice.
I remember one time he took me just to run errands and he was grocery shopping. He would just kind of roll on by with his cart, and anything that looked interesting to him, he would just plop into the cart without checking the price tag.
You know, that's where I want to be in life. It is my dream to be able to go to a grocery store and just buy whatever I want without looking at a price tag. And you know, I could probably get away with that even now if I wanted to. You know, like my wallet would support it, but it's just not something that I can do. Like, I feel so conflicted. I have to check the price of everything. And if, like, for example, if a pound of tomatoes costs more than $1, I'm just like, should I buy it or should I like go to 3 other stores to find it for like a buck a pound? It's just something that I'm struggling with. I need to get over it, but that's where I am.
And to me, that was kind of the height of luxury.
Yeah, me too.
I grew up walking to school every morning. It was about a mile and some change one way.
I used to bike to school every day, back and forth.
And I remember just dreading that walk in the winter time when there was ice or sleet.
We did not have winter like that.
A lot of my classes.
Nice. Starting work early at 16, that's really good. That's awesome.
I attended University of Maryland on a full academic scholarship. It didn't cover room, board, or books. So that first semester, my parents did help.
Man, room and board can be so expensive. When I went to school here in America for my master's degree, I think my tuition was already high because I was an international student. So I was paying about $30,000 a year for just tuition compared to, I think, in-state tuition for that program was, I think, like $8,000 for the year. I could be wrong, but I think it was like either 8 or maybe 16. Maybe it was 8 a semester or something. But I think it was $8,000 for the year. And I was paying $30,000, so already I was paying so much more money. And then room and board cost me about $10,000 for that year too. You know, between the rent and my food and all of that thing. It's expensive.
Helped me pay for that expense, and I took it upon myself to find additional scholarships and to work part-time to help pay for that portion.
That's awesome. Oh, look at that. She graduated from college debt-free. That is so cool. Okay, I'm so pumped about this. Obviously, she said she got scholarships for tuition, so she did not have that. And then she found additional scholarships, and she had a side hustle or a side income or part-time job during college. And that is so cool, man. She graduated from college debt-free. That's awesome. That's really cool. Wow. Oh, I see. So she went to college the first 4 years on a full ride, or I should say for tuition, paid for by scholarship, and graduated debt free. And then she joined the Navy, and they paid for dental school. That's smart. That's smart. Oh, do you see that Amex? Yeah, that's a good credit card. That's awesome.
The way the military works is every 2 years and every promotion, your salary jumps a little bit.
Oh, okay. Now I understand why she's only making $157,000 a year. I say only. I understand that it's a high income, but I was expecting as a dentist you should be making more. So I understand she's working for the Navy and they're paying her $157,000 a year. Okay, I get it.
A portion of that is allocated for housing and food.
I love this.
And that is not taxable. So if you are paying mortgage or rent at a certain price,
Did she say it's not taxable? I gotta go back. I was speaking over top of her. That was rude of me. Let's go back.
A portion of that is allocated for housing and food, and that is not taxable. So if you are paying mortgage or rent at a certain price, the allowance can sometimes exceed that.
Oh, that's interesting. So part of her income, if you pay a mortgage or for your living expenses for food, it's not taxable. That's really cool. I think that's a special little perk that they have for the military. So let's take a look at this. I'm really interested in this. So her typical monthly budget is $7,000. And look at this. This is so cool. Right here on the bottom left, let's start over here in the green. It says retirement, $2,125, and it's got a little cross on top of that. And it says it's a Roth IRA and thrift savings plan. That is so cool. So of course, Roth IRA, you can only put $500 a month because it's a $6,000 limit. The rest goes to a thrift savings plan. That's so cool that she's saving so much money for retirement. I think that will go a long way as she gets through her career. And then look at this, the next biggest expense, this is so cool to me, is going to her brokerage account. So she's spending she's investing an additional $4,000. So check this out. Out of her $7,000 budget, more than $6,000 is going towards investments. This girl's awesome. What? Travel, $350. Okay. Discretionary, $263. Sure. Entertainment, shopping. Okay. Transportation, $97 for insurance and gas. Oh, she must have a car either paid for or maybe like provided by the military, maybe? Car insurance and gas, $97. That's cheap. That's awesome. My insurance is about $50. So I guess, yeah, that's what I spent on car insurance and gas, but I do have a payment on it. Food, just $90. What? How are you eating for the entire month for just $90? Is the military providing meals? Or is that like, oh, that must be the allowance that she talked about. That's a separate allowance. That's cool. I want that. That's awesome. Phone, $70. It's a little high. My phone, $30. Unlimited everything. T-Mobile, check them out. Utilities, $70. That's cheap. Electric and Wi-Fi. Huh. What about your water and heat? San Diego. Huh, that's cheap. Wow, okay.
And you're allowed to pocket the difference. My rent is $2,700 a month. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and it's about 900 square feet.
Oh, see, there you go. So $2,700 a month is her rent, but she gets another allowance, tax-free, of $3,100 on top of that. That is so cool. She pockets the $402 difference. Good. Awesome. That's tax-free too, remember. That's awesome.
So for me personally, I do value traveling, spending time with friends, as well as food. So I'm willing to splurge a little bit on those sort of activities.
Didn't we just see that she's paying $70-$90 for food? This has to be coming from that allowance, right? The $400, maybe she gets more allowance for food.
So where'd you learn about money and saving?
Probably a lot of Wall Street bets. Have you heard of that?
Oh, man, I hope she's not spending this $4,000 in a brokerage account on GameStop, because you know what happened last week. She lost a lot of money if she's in that. So I hope I hope she's learning her personal finance. You know what, Lou, if you want to learn about personal finance, watch my channel. That's what you should do. Don't follow Wall Street Bets on Reddit. Just watch my channel.
I usually wake up at 5:30 for work.
I wake up at 5. Early morning is the best time to work. I love it.
And usually work goes between 7 till 3 or 4. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's interested in financing their education without going into debt by the time they graduate.
Yeah, but I wonder how long you have to stay with the military. You know, once they pay for school, they're not gonna just say, okay, you know, we paid for your schooling, now you're free. So of course she has to work for the military for at least a certain amount of time. I wonder how long that is, and then can she start a private practice? Probably not while she's employed with the military. I don't think that'd be allowed. But after that, right? So her earning potential will really get supercharged after that. But at the same time, the military is paying for her housing, you know, and then she gets a salary on top of that. So she's doing really well. So I think it's really smart for somebody like her who did not want to take debt to go to college. I think that she made a very smart choice.
I think about 1,600 automatically is deducted and goes into my TSP, which is the military's thrift savings plan, kind of similar to a 401k.
Makes sense. So let's see about that. So $1,600, she said a month. Multiply that with 12 months. So she's at 19,200. Guys, that's awesome. She's basically maxing out the limit. The limit for the Roth IRA last year was 19,500. This year is 20,500. So yeah, she's maxing it out. That's kudos. That's awesome.
Right now, my time is starting to become more valuable than my money is. For example, I don't own a TV, not because I can't afford one, but because I feel like the time
That's how her entertainment expenses were so low. She's not paying for all the streaming services that I am. That's awesome.
Investment strategy is pretty simple. It's just to buy and hold for right now.
Nice. Buy and hold, especially this week, guys. The market is so far down, but you gotta remember, all you have to do is hold and ride it out. But I hope she tells us more about what her investments are. $4,000 a month is very significant, especially on top of the $1,600 that she's doing in her TSP.
Oh.
Whoa! What? Net worth over $750K. That's whoa. Respect.
I don't live a very extravagant lifestyle.
Nice.
So I'm able.
It's so important to keep a handle on lifestyle growth or lifestyle creep. I've talked about this in my videos before. As your income grows, you feel like, oh, you could buy this, or you could add this subscription, or you know, whatever else. And it's so important to make sure you control that, because that never ends. There's always something more expensive you can buy. So you got to be careful. Hey, welcome to the community.
Ideally, I would like to retire at age 42. By then, I would have served 20 years in the military, and I'll be able to receive a full pension package.
That is so cool. Yeah, you get your military pension. You've already got so much money invested. Yeah, she'll be set. That's awesome.
At that time. And I think the end goal would be to be able to support myself financially if I wanted to retire early.
Yeah, for me as well. I want to be financially independent so that, you know, I can continue working if I want to, but have the option to, you know, cut back or quit if I wanted to. So I completely understand where she's coming from.
Going back to that story where I used to walk to school. I feel strange telling that story since so many years have elapsed since I was that person, but there's like kind of one constant thing. It's kind of the lasting gift of poverty. It's that sense of urgency.
Yeah, I feel that, you know, when I was growing up, we had some tough times at some point, and that left a lasting impact on me. And I'm just so determined that I never have to see that my kids never have to see that. So she says the gift of poverty. That's one way of putting it, but basically it's basically saying, hey, when people have seen something bad, they have this fire inside them to never let that happen to them again. I understand that.
That need to overcome whatever obstacle may be in the way, because the alternative is, I wouldn't quite call it living, it's kind of just existing, just that
So
kind
paycheck
of
to
life
paycheck.
where you're.
I love that she's driving a Honda. That's so cool. It looks like a Honda Civic. Man, you drive that car till it dies. I have a Hyundai, a similar concept, cheaper car, works well, real easy to maintain. She's making a lot of money. She's making 157K plus all her housing, etc. is paid for. So she could be driving a Mercedes, but she's driving a Honda. Love it.
I hope that regardless of what I end up making, that I will contribute roughly the same percentages of what I'm doing right now towards my.
Yeah, that's awesome. So going back to, I'm so amazed. So she's investing $6,125 out of a budget of like $7,000. She is investing 87.5% of her income. That's mad respect. That's so cool.
Savings and investments. As we earn more money, it's easier and easier to spend it on bigger, better, shinier things. But I don't want to end up losing my sense of appreciation for what I already have.
That's awesome. That is so cool. I was expecting, actually, I don't know what I was expecting. I saw that she's making 157K as a dentist. I thought that was kind of low, and I was wondering how her lifestyle is going to be. Is she's like spending everything? But this lady, she is doing everything right. Like, that is so cool, you know. 750K net worth at 31 years old, and she wants to retire at 42. I'm sure she'll do it. That was awesome. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon to be notified instantly when I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.